Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving deep into the world of volleyball, but we're going way beyond just serves and spikes. We're talking about the journey itself, that spark, that passion that ignites when a young athlete picks up a ball for the first time and just knows this is their game. It's about that road from loving the sport to truly chasing excellence. That feeling, that's where it all begins. But how do you take that love and forge it into real skill, into resilience, into success? Well, it's not a solo mission, not even close. It takes a village. It takes an entire ecosystem of support. Today, we're going to break down that ecosystem and the key roles that help turn that initial spark into a lifelong fire. So, here's our game plan. We'll look at why it's more than just a game, then we'll break down the specific roles of the athlete, the coach, and the parent. After that, we'll get into the mindset you need for excellence, and finally, how all of this adds up to winning in life. Let's get into it. Okay, to really get what the modern youth sports journey is all about, it helps to think about something a ton of kids are already experts in: video games. Both are about leveling up, right? You master skills to beat one level and move on to the next, harder one. The big challenge for sports, though, is that the rewards, they don't come instantly.
Just think about the difference. In a video game, you get instant feedback. You mess up, you get a do-over right away, no big deal. The risk is low. But in real sports, you get delayed gratification. Your attempts are limited, and boy, do the stakes feel high. And this is the whole point. Growing in a sport demands a kind of patience and grit that the digital world just doesn't train you for. So let's start with the absolute most important person in this journey, you, the athlete. If this whole thing is an ecosystem, you're the one in the driver's seat. Your coaches, your parents, they are your essential pit crew. But at the end of the day, it's your commitment, your desire, and your hard work that moves the whole thing forward. And here is one of the biggest mindset shifts any athlete can make. It's all in this one line. Don't aspire to be the best on the team. Aspire to be the best for the team. You see the difference? It's that jump from caring about your own stats to caring about the team's success. It's the moment you truly start putting we before me. So what does your job actually look like day to day? Think of it in 3 parts. Before you even step on the court, you're preparing your mind and body. During practice or a game, you're giving it everything you've got with a great attitude. And after, you're taking time to reflect and recover so you're ready for the next round. It's a full cycle commitment because excellence doesn't clock out. And this whole idea of commitment to the team is baked right into the language of the sport. You ever hear the term pancake? It's not about breakfast. It's this incredible, selfless defensive move where a player literally dives, sliding their flat hand on the floor just to pop the ball up and keep the play alive. It's pure hustle and the perfect picture of being the best for your team. All right, let's shift gears to the next key person in our ecosystem, the coach. Now, a coach isn't your buddy and they aren't your parent. They are a professional guide. Their job is to teach, to push you past what you think is possible, and to make the tough, objective decisions that are best for the entire team. This quote always gets a smile, but man, is it on point. Being coachable might be the most valuable trait an athlete can have. A good coach has a plan, a process, and trusting that process, especially when it gets tough, is always the fastest way to get better. Okay, I know what you're thinking. This sounds completely backwards, right? A lazy coach? How could that possibly be a good thing? Well, it's actually a really smart coaching philosophy. Let me explain. So a lazy coach understands their real job is to coach, not to jump in and run the drills themselves. Think about it. If a coach is the one tossing every ball, who's getting all the reps? The coach. A smart coach lets the players run the drills. This gives every single player way more touches on the ball, it builds leadership, and it frees the coach up to do what they're actually there for: to watch, correct, and give that crucial one-on-one feedback. And that brings us to the third pillar of our ecosystem, the parents. This is such a critical role. And it can be one of the trickiest to get right. A parent's number one job is to be that solid foundation of unconditional love and support for their kid, no matter what. We say this with a ton of love because that passion is amazing. Volleyball parents are some of the most dedicated people on the planet.
But to be super effective, that incredible energy has to be pointed in the right direction. So, how can parents best support their athlete without accidentally adding more pressure? Here's a simple, powerful tool for every parent listening. Just remember the number 2. It's called the 2-minute rule. After a game, in the car, you get exactly 2 minutes to give your feedback, and it should be focused on effort and attitude. After that, your 2 minutes are up. Your job is to zip it and just listen. This one little rule stops that long, painful car ride critique and gives your kid the space they need to process on their own terms. So let's be super direct with the don'ts. Every single one of these things, from yelling instructions from the stands to comparing your kid to their teammate, does 2 things. It confuses the athlete and it piles on a mountain of pressure. Even with the best intentions, this stuff can suck the joy right out of the game. So what should you do? Well, everything on this do list really boils down to one thing: modeling great character. When you cheer for the whole team, when you praise effort instead of just the score, and when you show respect for the referees, you're not just being a supportive parent. You're teaching your child what true sportsmanship actually looks like. You're their number 1 role model. Okay, we've talked about the rules of the athlete, coach, and parent. Now let's talk about the glue that holds this all together: mindset. And this isn't just for the athlete, it's for everyone in the ecosystem. Because the internal game, that's often the hardest one to win. This is probably the most powerful philosophy you can adopt. You have to completely redefine what it means to lose. From now on, there are only 2 outcomes after a game. You either win or you learn. A loss stops being a failure and becomes what it really is: data. It's incredibly valuable information that tells you exactly what you need to work on next. And I mean, this iconic quote just says it all, doesn't it? There's no real value in things that come easily. The real value is earned through the struggle. Learning to embrace the hard, that's what separates the good from the great. That struggle is where you build character, and that's where you find real success. So how do you actually train your mind? Well, here's a simple toolkit you can start using today. First, set smart goals that are actually in your control, like I'm going to make 50 quality passes against a wall every day. Second, visualize success. Literally close your eyes and rehearse that perfect serve over and over in your mind. And third, keep a journal to track your progress. It makes your growth real and keeps you focused on the process. And this brings us to our final and honestly, our most important point. The real goal of this entire ecosystem isn't just about winning volleyball games. It's about building great human beings. The skills you learn on this journey, discipline, teamwork, resilience, time management, those are the real trophies. Let's end with this powerful idea from the legendary coach, Bobby Knight. The will to win, that's common. Everybody wants to win. What's rare, what's special, is the will to prepare to win. It's the dedication to the daily grind, the hard work when nobody's watching. That is what really matters. So we'll leave you with this to think about. When the season's over, when the last ball hits the floor, what have you really won? It's so much more than a medal or a trophy. It's the character you've built, the resilience you've earned, and the teamwork you've learned. It's knowing you're part of something bigger than yourself, and that is a victory that lasts a lifetime.